Hello everybody, I am Darshan. Again came here to tell you something. After reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, we have all understand that rich people don't work for money. But there is a catch. If they don't work for money, for the hell which thing they work for which motivation they get for the thing to work for. The actual answer is they work for nothing as well as everything. They want nothing but everything. Rich people don't work for money because money works for them. Let me illustrate with a story. In the book, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, told that his rich father, which is his friend's father, worked in a big industry, started a new business of his own. That how when the Robert meet his rich dad, they talked about, and rich dad offered Robert to work for him for free, just for free, in the bookstore to clean some books. Robert agreed that if he had to learn about something different, that his father, his teacher, any one person in the world doesn't teach him, he can work for money, without money. So he started working. But after some times, he was working very hard but getting no results. He was not getting paid as well as not getting anything in return. So he asked and refused the rich dad to work for free. But the rich dad says, "You, Robert, agreed to work without money. There is nothing problem with me, it's problem with you. That you said that you will work without money. Then why you are working now refusing to work?" The Robert thinking and understood that is his only decision, that he would work not for money, then why is refusing? The story shows that a person wants something in return is a middle class mindset. Of only money in return is a middle class mindset. If I put X hours, I need payment for X hours. It is the mindset of middle class as well as lower class, or you can say any person other than rich or wealthy. Because the rich and the wealthy people doesn't work for money, but what they work for, they work for knowledge, they work to build their network, they work to build themselves, they work to create an impact, they work to develop themselves, they work to develop the society. There is a propaganda that rich people doesn't help poor, doesn't help the needy, and just selfish. That's true in a partial sense. Let me come to it after a few minutes. The rich people work for knowledge as well as different thing I mentioned. But why they don't work for money? That's the main question, and what we should work for to become rich as well as wealthy. There is a mind-blowing fact that the rich people in starting work, work and work. They didn't think of money. Just as opposite, the other people who doesn't want to be rich, or he wants to be rich but he will not be rich because his acts doesn't like that. So the people, any other people than rich, work for something, some hours, and thinks that he must be paid for that. But the rich thinks that if he put X hours, this returns must be get in the future. That how many times it will multiply and get back to him in the future date, not today. But the other people work for today only. That's the main problem. Rich people create systems to generate them cash flow after a period for lifetime. But the other people, the lower class, the middle class, or the people don't have mindset for that, work to get immediate money or immediate benefits. For example, a person working 9 to 5 job only works to earn a monthly salary, but a business person who invested 1 crore, 100 crores, 1000 crores doesn't think of getting recovering the money in a short term. He doesn't think of 1 month, week, 6 month, year. He thinks of getting the benefit from it year on year from for his lifetime, and until the company is fully destroyed. That's the most significant what we say, the distinguished feature of middle class as well as the rich people. We can consider it as people who is going to be rich and people who is not going to be rich. That's the main difference. They think of future, but these people thinks of just today, today and today, or maybe a month, 6 months, or a year. But these people don't think of a short term. For example, one more example, you will see each successful people learn daily from different things, from journals, from books, from newspapers, from media, social media, every other place. But the people who are not going to be rich or not have the mindset to be rich doesn't learn. They thought that if they have over the school, the university, their studies has been done. But that's not the fact. If you want to grow in your life, you must learn daily. That's why I am learning daily. This video, for example, this video can be determined as my communication skill practice. This video is being, the information from this video is come from the different books I have read in the past. For example, the Rich Dad Poor Dad. If I didn't read that, how can I explain to you the thing? That's the main difference in mindset of rich people or the person who is going to be rich, and the other people who is going to stay poor or in middle class. Now, how we can differ from it? How we can change our category from being people who is not going to be rich and the people who is going to be rich forever, the wealthy forever? You see one thing, when you become rich, it is more or less revolving around how you handle the money, or how you have the expertise of different things that will generate you money, and you don't spend like a crazy man on bullshit things. That's the main motive, and that's the distinguishing factor. Whereas the other people, as soon as they get money, their money goes out in expenses, in everything else. Now, how we can build that mindset? Building that mindset is only by one thing, learning. Learning, where can you learn? You can learn from books, you can learn from YouTube videos, you can learn from experience of a different person by just talking to them, building network with successful people. But the most challenging part, that is, you can't find the people of successful nature and would be interested to talk to you, because you doesn't carry any value to them. So the one and the best thing you can do to learn to develop that mindset that will make you rich in the life is by reading the experiences, reading the stories, reading the life lessons of the successful people all around the world. For example, I have just completed some of the few books that are written best. First, The Rich Dad Poor Dad, number one book in the finance industry all over the world. Second, you can read, I have read Psychology of Money. Third, The City of Babylon. That is a fantastically built book, just a small book, but has a great shift in mindset. Now I am reading the How to Win Friends and Influence People. I have read Influence, that I can influence different people, because influencing is a skill that is needed in today's generation. Everyone is influencing everyone. If you are influencing 100 people, your income will be less. If you can influence 1,000 people, 100,000 people, your income will be as grand as that. As simple as that. The main thing is how you can provide value. The employee provide value only to employer. That's why, that how is he much be paid. But the employer on the other side provide value to society, to employees, to the clients, to any other businesses also. That's why the employer earns a far more than the employee. I hope you understand one thing, that there is a distinguished feature between rich and poor. The rich doesn't work for money. The poor work for money. The money works for the rich, not for poor. The rich is far more focused on long-term visions rather than short-term visions. So I would meet you in the next video with another topic discussing as simple as that. If you would like any feedback you want to give, you can comment down below. I will surely respond.